Konnichiwa, YouTube. This is a long overdue video on Asperger's and creepiness, weirdness. Weird is an Anglo-Saxon word connoting a spooky, sort of creepy, sort of spiritual feeling that some situations give you. But there you have it. That's everything I learned in Miss Payne's English Lit class. Now, creepiness. Well, I have a high tolerance for creepy. I just don't experience creepy anymore. Being an atheist, rationalist, materialist, cynical idealist with Asperger's syndrome that has mostly an abstract turn of mind to my thinking, I am immune to creepiness. I haven't been creeped out, I don't think, since grade school, since I dropped Christianity in the 3rd grade. Once I was out of Baptist school, I don't know, there were no more creepy feelings. But, and I think, and I don't really respect people that do get creeped out. To me, when you get creeped out at something, it means you don't fully understand or understand the world enough to have a rational explanation and live in the world of ideas and opinions. But having high-functioning autism and passing is totally normal, and even in denial to myself until age 42 that had Asperger's syndrome. One of the major drawbacks to that being so high-functioning that you can pass is just in the moments of social awkwardness and inappropriateness, it will be labeled as weird or creepy in some people's minds. Now, mostly this is with women. Now, the reason for this is because women have a lot of social skills that are, far beyond what straight men have and what people with Asperger's syndrome have. They're so far above my Asperger's skills, they seem to be almost supernatural, but they're not. They're just actual social, emotional skills. But what they screen out mostly in men that, as mates, when they're flirting with them or being flirted with, is they screen out sort of a social awkwardness, uncomfortable in their own skin, as the least desirable thing, and they'll try to avoid that. And that may have some evolutionary advantages in getting a mate that has a solid social standing in the hierarchy, or it may have served some function at some point. But some women take this a step further, and they get this creepy feeling that, I guess, welling up from their unconscious or their this emotional skill set. They'll go ahead and label the awkwardness as giving them a feeling of creepiness. And much like that Anglo-Saxon sense of weird. But that is part of the female emotional social skill set that is so advanced, but it's not part of rational thought. And women prefer to rely on their feelings and this hunch and the vibes they get, rather than rational abstract thought. Now, most people do. Most people would rather die than think, and they do every day. Bertrand Russell quote there. But the fact is that I don't think this is actually a good indicator of the person. If someone's socially awkward, it's not indicative of anything bad. It's just indicative that they are more self-conscious, maybe more intellectual, maybe they have Asperger's syndrome. It's not indicative of anything bad like a serial killer. In fact, Ted Bundy was very charming, and I bet all those bitches never had their spidey senses set off, and they never felt he was creepy until he, whacked them. But that's an extreme example. But yeah, so I don't think this. What are these skill sets really worth, or what is this behavior in women worth? It's not worth jack shit. I don't think. Not in the modern world, and not when social awkwardness is not indicative of anything except being more sensitive to uh, maybe having less social skills. It's not really indicative of anything. So this is a female instinct that's not serving anybody well. But and I think that people that rely on feelings like that, women that rely on their internal subconscious creepiness, weird factor feelings and this instinct are very close to, if they're really relying on it a lot, I don't think they're too far away from schizophrenia, because they're really allowing themselves to um, be driven by emotions and instincts, and not rational thought. Anyway, that's my take on it, and sayonara.